I'm here with Matt Wasserlauf, one of the original disruptors of the TV business. He's a known visionary who revolutionized advertising by enticing television advertisers to invest their marketing dollars online. And in May of 2019, he launched his newest and arguably most interesting company, Blockboard. And today we get a chance to talk to him. Matt, how are you doing today?
Great, Phil. Great. Excited to be here. Thank you.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. For me, it's not lost on me that Blockboard is essentially one of the first ever companies to be created in video, but also blockchain.
Right.
So I'd like to know more about what made you decide, how your thinking came about, where you were like the first video media company based on blockchain technology. Where did that thinking come from for you?
Yeah. So great question. And I've been a part of the video industry since its inception. So I started selling video ads back in the late 90s. Really, streaming video hardly existed back then. But I was in from the beginning, and I've watched the industry evolve over the past 20 years. And I would say it was over the last few years that I've seen a lot of fraud. I've seen a lot of really poor execution grow in such a manner that I was motivated to make change, a positive change in this industry. And I think that fueled the how. I wasn't quite sure a few years ago how I was going to do it, but I knew what I wanted to do. And so the how comes into play because over the past 20 years, I've built great relationships with partners of mine in the industry who build great technology. And when I saw blockchain emerge as this next computing platform, and people were talking about it, and I really leaned in and learned as much as I could about it, I saw an opportunity that I turned to those people, my partners, and said, how are we going to do this? How do we use this great new emerging platform called blockchain to fix this problem? Because fraud in the video industry has become a $20, $30 billion problem. And I might be understating it, to be frank. So we went about the how, and it was creating this platform in this company that we have now called Blockboard. We built a new video distribution platform on top of Ethereum. So Ethereum is the system, the blockchain system we're using. And we're one by one, client by client, solving this problem by really focusing on delivering verified video for our customers. So that's a little bit about how we got to here and the how in creating the next best thing.
Yeah, with a career in video and media as long as you've had, it's definitely clear that it wasn't lost on you that there are people who are paying agencies and other professionals to get them that engagement and that awareness that they're looking for, only to potentially find out that there are bots and other things that are sort of watching the videos, counting as views that are not actually seen, right? But you can't do that on a blockchain.
Yeah, so blockchain. The two things that I always talk about when I'm asked about what blockchain brings is, number one, it's a public ledger. So it's out there for the public domain to see, and it provides that ultimate transparency, and that's lacking in our business. And then the second thing is it's immutable. You can't change it. So one of the exercises that's really brought me down about my industry is we doctor reports. We play with this data and we shape it in such a way so that all parties look good, and that's not okay. And so that those are the two things that blockchain is providing that I really feel could be a powerful source to affect change.
Now, was Blockboard the first thing that came to mind when you were looking at blockchain and Ethereum and those technologies that were coming in, and you said, well, how am I going to get into this industry? And you thought, well, my career in video and advertising and media, and it's a clear go, or were there other things that were coming into mind before that? And then you decided it's better I stick to that?
Yeah, no, it's a great. I haven't been asked that question, and no, actually, as I started to think about what was next, that issue, the fraud issue, was so dominant in my mind that I really fixated on how to fix that, and I wasn't sure at first, and it took me several months to realize that this blockchain thing is real, and then I had to vet it through my tech guys. So, but yeah, I mean that was the problem I wanted to solve.
Now, what kind of talent did you have to put together to be able to build a company that prioritizes the use of this technology?
So one of the most exciting parts of my career now, I'm a 51-year-old who's kind of traveled through not only video, but I started my career in television. Is I've worked with some awesome people, and this turnaround, I really focused on building the greatest team I could assemble in the universe, and it happens to be a couple of group of people from my CBS days. I worked at CBS back in the late 90s. We were the first digital team at the network. And Matt Timothy actually was my boss. He is now running our sales and marketing. Jim DePalma was hired by Mel Karmazin to start this digital side of the network. Jim is he's my mentor, he's my advisor, and now he's my partner. So those two have been the core of a team that we're now bringing together to really build the next great thing. I've also had some great technologists through my 20 years in video who we're piecing together to build this platform. So, and those have been my go-to people since. And so really have what I consider a world-class team. And that's the aspect that I enjoy the most about this company.
Working with good people is the only way
Yeah.
to make a business run, right? And how easy is it for a company to transition whatever operations and commitments they have now with whatever agency that, they're like, well, I mean, they said they're getting it for us. We don't know for sure, but we're trusting them because what else are we doing? How easy is it to make for a business that might be listening to this to make that transition over to then working with you?
It's been tough. The industry the industry, and I know it all too well. I mean, you have your partners, you have your go-to, your sources and such, and they tend to lock in and write long-term deals. It's never easy, but what we've really signed on for here is just one by one showing customers what 100% verified video looks like. And when they see what it looks like, it's game over. That they can't go back. Because to this point, we're 20 years into the creation of this exciting new streaming video industry that, by the way, COVID has accelerated exponentially. Once they see what that looks like, there's no going back, and that's been an exciting aspect of what we're doing. So it's not easy to get them to change, but once they change, they're in.
Does someone have to actually know about blockchain and Ethereum to be able to work with you themselves? No. Or is there how do you make it easy for somebody to work with you?
Yeah, no, that's a great question. Everyone's fascinated with blockchain. It's gotten a notoriety with cryptocurrency, Bitcoin and such. So people are genuinely interested to understand it. But it doesn't even have to be part of the conversation unless they want to lean in and understand and learn about it. We really do try to focus on the results. So an advertiser will tell us what they need to accomplish, and that's our focus. If it's sales, if it's email registrations, if it's app downloads, if it's reach and frequency, whatever that KPI is, we really focus our conversations there, get that test, earn that test, and then execute. So we really try, blockchain doesn't become part of this unless there's an interest to lean into that.
I see. And so, because sometimes people get this confused, right? Even though blockchain is 3.0 internet, it's not like it's a different internet that doesn't interact with the one that's already here that everybody uses every day, right? So how do you help people who don't seem to understand, like, so wait, so now I'm running my videos on a blockchain and not the internet? How does this work? How do you make that easy for people to understand?
Oh, that's well said. I like the 3.0 because that's really what it's been. We started with HTML, the internet. We then evolved to the apps over the last 10 years. And this is 3.0. So if you don't mind, I'm gonna, and I'll source you, Philip. You got that.
Please.
3.0. This is Internet 3.0. So I think the best way for us to get our customers comfortable with that is to go back to what I had just said. You test and learn, and you see the results for yourself. And then it's okay. I understand. I want 3.0. I want blockchain. So that's how we did it with 8 o'clock coffee. I know we referred to 8 o'clock coffee in the questions, and that's precisely how we got them comfortable on this new platform.
I see. So you have such an extensive background. Like, I mean, we're talking, you've been a part of projects like the Dancing with the Stars or America's Funniest Home Videos, and so you've seen the evolution of television, media, and advertising, what it used to look like to get spots, right? And then to the when the world started shifting over to YouTube and running video ads there and other social networks where there's all this. You have to win the lotto or whatever it is, and you rank and you try to get all that to go on, and then you don't even know if your analytics are right. So how do your reports differ when you're turning in analytics for customers than the way they're looking at them now? Is there any different kind of
Yeah,
information, or is it just numbers that are different?
I'll use one word: transparent. So the beauty of what we're doing is everything is on the table. Really a big part of the motivation of starting this company was the black box. All these advertisers are operating their clients in a black box, whether it's Facebook, whether it's YouTube, or whether it's a programmatic platform from Trade Desk to Cadreon or Matterkind. They're all operating those campaigns in a black box. And so you really have very little to no transparency. So we are blowing up the black box. We're putting it all out there. And that's the key here. Now they could see it. They could see the results unvarnished, untouched. And it's a game changer. Transparency is a game changer in this business. So that's the one word: transparent.
How did you manage the first time you worked with someone and they thought they were getting 10,000 views or what have you for a video, and then wondering why it didn't work, over to finding out actually only 100 people were actually interested, but these 100 people are actually XYZ? How did they deal with that information, and how did you feel about this, being able to introduce this kind of program?
Yeah, I mean, that's what gets me out of bed every day. I'm so fired up about what our customers are saying right now. We're running these campaigns, and they are seeing that they're hitting the exact people they intended to reach. A lot of them are saying yes and signing up or buying or clicking. And for most of our customers, they've never seen that before. So this is really revolutionary, and it really gets me and the team we have fired up to go get after it. So, I mean, that's the best way I could say it. The customers see it for themselves. I 2.5 years ago when I started Blockboard, I knew if we did these things, we could get here. We can get these results. I wasn't quite sure what blockchain would do for us, other than put the stuff out there and make it transparent. But the validation, and without getting too cute or complex, we put the parameters that our clients want in a smart contract on Ethereum, and then every ad call that we take, we match with that smart contract. And if it doesn't match, we don't distribute it. If it matches, we distribute. And that is how we are delivering 100% validated video, and the results are speaking for themselves.
Oh, wow. No more burning through the budget, huh?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, it's in the billions now. You know, we were a small little industry 15, 20 years ago. We've grown up. I mean, this eMarketer projects streaming video around $50 billion. So a good number of that has not run well, and that's what we're out to resolve. So
Now, so there's two more questions that are coming to mind all at the same time here, and that's, how is that sustainable? Because part of while it's not okay, part of what these people who offer black box services or whatever, they charge these insane retainers, and then on top of that, a budget to run the ads, right? And that's how they get a sustainable business model going, albeit not in integrity based, right? Often, whereas now you have this complete transparency. Are you able to, it seems like you're able to, are you able to run a sustainable business being that transparent? Because that's the biggest fear for most agencies.
yes, I mean, listen, we're definitely worrying a lot of people. I actually put out a piece on BuzzFeed that was taken down in a day because
Wow.
I started to put out just how, you know, powerful what we're doing is, and how we're showing in what is real quality execution, and it made a lot of people uncomfortable. So there's no question we're worrying people, but you know, I'm emboldened by our clients. I'm emboldened by doing the right thing. I'm emboldened by being, you know, integrity and bringing integrity. And really, if we want to grow up as an industry, we're already grown up. But if we really want to be proud of what we've built as an industry, we have to reset. And that's what I want to lead that reset. That's what I'm trying to do.
I love that you brought in the industry and that you sort of hinted at it. How did people who, you know, I mean, you work in an industry and you end up running into others who do similar things to you. How did those people closest to you who've worked with you over the years, who've seen the kind of transformations that you have as well, but didn't adopt the position that you did, how have they responded to your position of making things more transparent?
One of my friends in the industry who runs a major agency said, "Man, you have a real target on your back." I said, I'm comfortable with it. I am. You know, and I'm going to make you laugh. One other guy said, you know, you better be careful. You know, you know, they're going to come after you, meaning they're going to kill you. I listen. You know, I have to. You know, I have to put my head on the pillow at night, and I have to feel good about what I'm doing, and I do. And so let the, you know, chips fall where they may. You know, people are recognizing that this is going to make a lot of people uncomfortable. We're really not focused on that. I try not to think about that a lot. I actually lead with the positive. All these industry leaders are my friends. I was talking to Adam Gerber, who runs Essence, the other day. You know, we all see it and we all understand what needs to change. And I think, you know, there's a good number of these people that are aligning and locking arms, and I'm excited about that. I really focus on that. I don't focus on the people who tell me I have a target on my back. I'm gonna get after it.
Now, and thank you for opening up on that. How would you encourage other entrepreneurs who are looking to get into the crypto space in general, for what, in whatever way they're looking at it, and they're trying to understand it and find out how what they're doing now can be leveraged into that and take society really forward? How would
Yeah.
you encourage them to sort of approach this if they really have no idea where to begin?
Okay. I mean, that's a great question, Philip. And you know, I actually think back to when the internet was just starting. I mean, there were winners and losers, and you know, I always measure my moves with the people. I look the person in the eye. I try to understand, you know, what I'm shaking hands on, and there's going to be, you know, there's going to be carnage too. You know, this is a very new computing platform. Blockchain, cryptocurrency is the riskier side of the blockchain. Blockchain is a long-term computing platform, just like HTML is, just like the apps on iOS and Android are today. That those operating systems were sustainable, right? They still operate today, and they will in the future. Blockchain will as well. Blockchain will be here for a very long time. So it's a long-term play. You know, you have to be smart about, you know, your bets. And with cryptocurrency in particular, there seems to be a great many coins out there. And, you know, Doge, Elon Musk's coin, and the many others. I would tell my best friends, I would tell my family, be careful. Just be smart and be careful and cautious.
I love that. The most important thing to know is that cryptocurrency and the blockchain are two different things. Cryptocurrency is built on the blockchain,
Right.
but the risk doesn't live with the blockchain. It lives with some cryptocurrencies,
Right.
whereas the blockchain itself is a fundamentally viable technology that has been used in imports and exports and other things. And I love that. I love that. And if you could go back into time, uh, back to the younger you, right? When you were first starting out in television, let's say, and there was a new technology emerging. Like, for example, you were part of the first digital team. So let's borrow on that. What was that like to know that, well, none of this has ever been proven before? We
Yeah.
think it's going to work. How did you walk through that every day?
It's a great that I love that you brought that up. So Mel Karmazin was running CBS when I was there and hired, and he actually invested in, I want to say, about 20 companies. The only ones anyone ever remembers are CBS Market Watch and CBS Sportsline. The other 18 failed. So there you have it. We were just talking about blockchain and how you invest. Only 2 of those 20, so that's 10%. That's actually pretty good. Succeeded. You know, I mean, I laugh with my team today about some of those companies. I mean, they were crazy, and we said Mel Karmazin's investing in that, but he did. So, you know, again, the web is here; it's bigger than ever. So those were exciting, crazy times. We enjoyed telling the stories and living it. You know, I had the pleasure of going and meeting with all these different companies. You know, I spent most of my time with CBS Market Watch and CBS Sportsline, and some of those people are friends of mine today. They did extraordinarily well, but I got to visit all of them. And I got to understand their businesses. I probably walked out the door and said, "Oh boy, I don't know about that one." Felt really good about Market Watch. That's Larry Kramer's company, and he did a fantastic job. But you know, you have to be smart, and I would say it does come down to people. You know, it's who you want to align with, who you want to shake hands with, who you want to do deals with. You know, that informed us then, and it certainly informs us now. You know, that would be my advice.
I love that. If you're looking to get into blockchain, yes, it can be complicated and technical, but at the end of the day, remember that you're going to be working with people that are involved with technology. And the best thing you could do is surround yourself with good people and then gather information to make the best bet forward on how your company and your industry can adapt and transition into blockchain and really the future of society as a whole. And you've been able to prove the concept quite literally by launching a company named Blockboard that helps bring transparency to whole new levels in an industry that is wrought with so many problems in terms of fraud and, you know, misreporting. But here you can't do that. You can't do that. You can only say the truth. And you've now developed a contract, right? Because that's a blockchain type of technology that only ships your creative, your ad, when it actually matches the profile that you've set for it. And that is only the beginning of what I'm sure you're going to be doing and what other companies have the potential to do if they can find a way in. Is that what you're saying?
Yes, definitely. It's definitely the best and the recommended way forward. Absolutely. Yep. 3.0.
How can people get in touch with you if they want to learn more or connect with you?
Yep. I mean, we're a national sales force, so we're out trying to talk to everybody, but we have a website. It's myblockboard.com, which informs the market that we are going to become a self-service platform, but that's where we live, myblockboard.com. I'm Matt Wasserlauf. I'm on LinkedIn. So there's a host of ways to reach me on social media. So we're open for business, and we're excited about finding good partners to win with.
Thanks, Matt. I mean, for stopping by and being able to break some of these harder technical conversations down for everyone.
Awesome. Excited. Thanks for having me, Phil.